Boxing King Media in association with Boxro. Delighted to be joined by Dalton Smith. I'm saying it as a joke, but probably the richest British champion in the UK right at this moment.
Not yet. A few more years until we make them fortunes, but yeah, end of the year, and moving into 2023 with good news. So yeah, happy days.
Before we get on to obviously you signing a new deal with Matchroom, just a quick review on your year. 4 fights, 3 knockouts. You've been pretty active. You had a cold in your last fight, but you still got the win in. Are you happy with how everything went for the last 12 months?
Yeah, more than happy. It's going back to last year when I sat down with my team and we set the goals we wanted, the belts we wanted. We achieved it all. So very happy with the year, how it's gone, and we'll keep that momentum going now till into next year.
Definitely. So we'll move on to all the juicy stuff. So in the last couple of months, you became one of the hottest properties in British boxing, probably alongside Lawrence Okoli as well, whilst his contract stuff was ongoing. Obviously, Ben Shalom, Eddie Hearn, everyone was kind of gunning for your signature. So just tell me, in the moments when everybody was gunning for you, what were you thinking? Were you thinking like long term, but not hit the jackpot, but my future is going to be secure next year?
Yeah, you think like that because, that's why we work hard to set his future up, and, that's why we're in the game. But to be honest, I always say I've got one of the best teams around me, and, the best management teams, and I didn't have to deal with a thing. The only thing I had to do was focus on, the Casey Benjamin fight, which I did. I left everything else to my team. I'd speak to Sean O'Toole, most days really, but, I just sat back and let them deal with all the headache.
And then obviously, as momentum was building, purse bids came in for your British title fight. I think Eddie Hearn's kind of mentioned it in an interview that you got paid a high 6 figures, which is very high for like a super lightweight British title fight. So how was that for you to obviously not only to get that kind of payday, to obviously defend your title on Sky Sports?
Yeah, well, them numbers weren't quite right, but no, it's good, and I think once the purse bids and stuff come in, that made it a bit more interesting, because obviously these people bouncing off each other. So, but it's people say it was one of the highest purse bids since I think it was AJ for the British title, but. I've done this gig, I've done it for a long time, so any rewards what come in boxing, I deserved them.
And then obviously you fight on Sky. At that point, I'm guessing you didn't know which way you was going to go. You was probably going to gun for the highest offer. But at that moment, whilst you was there fighting for Sky, what was it like with regards to? Because it's pretty obvious, they brought you down for the Adam Azim fight as well. They were trying their best to lure you in and sign with them. Yeah,
but. I started my career with Sky as well when Eddie was there, and I've got a good relationship with all the guys at Sky. They're good people, and even if I went there, they've got a good setup and a good team. So and I've got a lot of time for them. But boxing's business, and you've got to do what's best for you. But everyone at Sky and even Box Off, that's where my last fight was. They made me feel welcome. Showed me love. So I've got nothing but respect for that, and. Like you say, boxing's a business, and that's just how it goes.
Definitely, you're definitely right there. And then, when you had to make that decision, I was looking at online trends, what people are saying, and like the common comments are coming up were, oh, he's with STN, and all STN fighters are with Matchroom, so more than likely he'll go that way. But then some people are saying, well, a lot of fighters are gunning for Sky just because the more eyes, etc. So, what were the key moments that what were the key points that made you make that decision?
I think it was I've been with Eddie from the start, and I've been more than happy from where I'm at. And everything, Matchroom and stuff. They're saying the plans we've got. We just sat down. We thought that was the right decision. But for me, I just sat back. I didn't know where I was going or what was happening. Like I say, I just left that to my team, and I just let them deal with it. And and then we sit down as a team and make a final decision.
What day did you decide? Like, I'm guessing you had everything brought up to you, contracts on both sides. Like, when did you make that decision? Was it you and your dad sat together?
Yes, me, Sean, my dad, with STM and management, we sat down as a team. But to be fair, like, I just sat back, I didn't know what was going on most days. I'd speak to Sean, but I just left all the work to him. And then I think towards the end, when we come to make a final decision, we just sat down and it was Matchroom.
It's worth mentioning the work Eddie's done with you as well. Obviously, he's brought you from the beginning of your career, got you a British title, and kept you active. And it's fair to say, done a good job and got you a big show in the arena locally as well last year.
Yeah, that's it, and that's why I say Eddie's delivered for what we've asked. Eddie's delivered, and he's put, as long as he's putting that time and that effort in, there's no reason why I'd be unhappy to move, because at the end of the day we've got a short career and we've got a lot of stuff to pack into that small career. So that's why we have to do what's best for us.
Obviously, Sky were trying to build a rivalry between yourself and Adam Azim. In that contract, is there any clauses? Like, I'm just thinking way down the line, if the opportunity came where you two could fight each other and there was a lot of money on the table, is there anything that would stop that, or have you got flexibility to make that fight happen?
No, there's nothing like that. And Sky, they weren't bringing me down to try and build a fight with Adam. It just made more sense to have me on the punditry, because that fight's it's a million miles away, and my career doesn't come down to one fight. I've got millions of fights out there. But it's, to be honest, I wanted to go down and see Adam. See him perform. He's got my support. I want him to keep doing well, and he's doing well under Shane. So I wanted to go down and see him shine. So and he did do that. So it's it was good, and obviously Sky got me down as well to do the punditry and stuff. So yeah, it was good.
Good man. And what is the plan? Because I think they've said it's a multi-fight deal. Is it like a certain amount of years, certain amount of fights? What is the actual layout of that multi-fight deal?
Yeah, I think it's 3 fights. It'll take us towards the end of the year, and we'll review where we're at towards the end of the year. But I've got a lot of hard work to put in this year. I've got to put some big performances on to get where I want to be with my plans. So I've got some a lot of work to do.
You ended the year as a British champion. Where do you see yourself in 2023? The end of 2023. What's your ideal goal?
Probably to push on towards a European, pick up a Commonwealth maybe along the way, and yeah, we just keep taking each fight at a time. I've said I want the British for keeps outright. Then we'll move on, maybe the Commonwealth, European, and them traditional belts are what I want. So we'll just keep pushing down towards that route. And
I'm guessing your fans locally get excited to see you back in action soon. I saw online yesterday, April 29th was a date that was floating around. Is there any truth in that?
There's nothing confirmed, what's been penciled in. So I think that is a possibility date. Maybe I'll probably get out a bit earlier, but we'll see. But I'll be out definitely towards the end of Feb, March, hopefully.
Obviously, you're still a young man. I think the last time I spoke to you, you was getting your house decorated. Financially, you've done well for yourself, so congratulations on that, because most fighters dream of being in the position you're in, get a big British title fight, and then have 2 big promoters gunning for your signature. So you've done that. So that says a lot about you. And I bet your dad's proud as well.
Yeah, I'm sure he's proud. I'm sure the family's proud, and it's small things like this where it's worthwhile. From being that 6-year-old kid, year 6, getting up 6 o'clock in the morning running. That's when you're doing it for a plastic trophy. So it's already ingrained into us. So anything what we achieve, we deserve it, because it's boxing's the hardest sport in the world. I don't care what you say. It's mentally, physically, it's the hardest sport in the world. So any reward and any achievement a boxer receives, he deserves it.
Definitely. You saw a lot of awards get named in the last couple of weeks, where people are saying X, Y, and Z's Fighter of the Year. Your name, I felt, should have popped up there as well, because you've obviously gone and beaten 4 good fighters at European level, and you beat Casey Benjamin, and I think you'd probably get recognition for that win when Casey probably retires, because he's a very, very good fighter. Yeah,
Casey's a good fighter, and we knew that. I wasn't 100%, so it made it harder. But Casey's a good fighter. He's proven that, and I hope he gets the opportunities, because Casey will probably be one of the fighters now where people don't need him. But he's a genuine good kid, good fighter, and I hope he goes a long way.
Last question. Obviously, once you signed the contract, how was your conversation with Eddie Hearn? What's he saying? What's your immediate plans for Dalton Smith? Like opponent-wise, are we talking international? Is it in that contract? Is there any potential of you fighting abroad as well?
Yeah, so we're wanting to, probably go out to the States or something like that. But I think for the first part is, get this British for keeps. Then we'll move on, try and pick up another title. But baby steps. We'll take each fight at a time. But I think we are wanting to get international, go abroad to fight. So that'll probably be in the pipeline towards the end of the year.
Good man, Dalton. Anything else you want to add before I let you go?
No, it's let's start the year, where we left off, and I'm looking forward to a good year.
I hope so, man. I hope the fans out there watching, follow this guy's journey, because you're definitely going to be one of the top fighters from British boxing in the next 4 or 5 years. So I look forward to your journey.
Man, appreciate that. Thank you.